Okay, here's Sadie doing one of her favourite things. Is I've made her a sock. You go to Primark and you buy a really cheap pair, a lot of men's socks that are nice and long. And then I've put a piece of dried fish in this bit and a whole lot of treats spread along there. And this is Sadie's one. And can you see she's carefully pulling holes and getting the treats out. Because I've also smeared this with enzymatic toothpaste, she's actually busy brushing her front teeth as well. It's easy to keep the back teeth clean whenever they chew a Dentistix or a Tripestix. They're using their back teeth. But it's quite hard to find something for them, that kind of pulling action with the front teeth, which is nicely scraping the tartar off her teeth. It will keep her busy for hours as she tries to get all those treats out. And then it also doubles as a chew toy afterwards. Also notice Sadie's getting much more assertive with Winty, which I'm really liking because Sadie's naturally quite shy and retiring. And Winty is very in your face. Last night Sadie was there eating a Tripestick and she was telling Winty to stay a good 12 inches away from her, because can you see, Winty's a tiny bit lacking in manners when it comes to invading personal space. I mean, if she did that to Roo would have told her off really powerfully. So in a minute next time Sadie growls, I'm going to back her up by disciplining Winty. And how I will do that is I'll make my fingers like that and I'll go on her shoulder. But now she's decided that it would be sensible to move. So that sock, when you've got your puppy home and you're using a crate or a playpen, I mean, if you prepared that the night before, and then when you're going off to work, you chuck it into the playpen, and your puppy will race inside and start eating it, and then you can close the door and go, knowing that your puppy's going to be gainfully occupied for at least the next half hour, and they'll probably fall asleep then. Okay, so it's a good tip for getting your puppy happy in their playpen. And now you want to see your puppies. Your puppies. Puppies. They were awake a minute ago, now they've all crashed out again. But they had their first real food last night and it was great. I put it down and they just went and yummed it up, so brilliant. Hello, Bruno. Oh, sorry. Hello, Lizette's puppy. Hello, little boy. Hello. Come on, puppy. Come on, puppy. Yay! Good dog. Of course, my talking is for me mostly because the ears aren't actually fully opened until 5 weeks. But the desire to chase little moving things. This finger tap on the floor is a great way to get your puppy towards you. And with Winty, I've now changed it to the waggling finger, which is brilliant in the park or at home. Anytime I want Winty to come right close to me, I do the waggly finger. Little dogs. Hello. Hello, honey. Hello, Matilda. Hello. I've also started, if they start whining for any reason, I come and comfort them so that they feel like humans are a source of comfort. And here comes Chester. Hello. I'm trying to attract their attention to the water because puppies can be a bit slow to learn about water. And of course they've only had one proper meal, so they're still getting all their liquid from Sadie. But as they start eating real food, they're going to need some water. I've already seen little Cream Boy lapping at the water. But remember, these puppies have never lapped yet. They've just sucked. Hello, honey. Oh dear, it looks like you're going to be honey. That's my little puppy. Hello, Chester. I've even made the enclosure bigger because they're kind of walking around now. And it was amazing to observe early this morning. They were in there asleep, and Bruno just woke up. He came all the way out to about here, and he did his business, and then he went back in and fell asleep. So you see, it is in their natural instinct to move away from the bed before they go. Hey, little girl. Hello, Chester. I'm saying, "Hello, Chester, it's okay." And you see he's already finding the contact of a human reassuring. Because Sadie, I'm afraid, when you get these little, oh, what's happening kind of squeaks, I used to think, oh dear, what's happening to the puppies? And I think, do I need to worry or not? And I'd look at Sadie and, you know, if she's taking no notice, then it's not serious. But I would still like the puppies to feel like, right from the beginning, if you're worried, go to a human. Yay, hello. It's Roo giving a little growl because I've made it now so that the puppies can see out and Roo can see in. And you can see Roo is definitely unhappy that there's another little dog in what she considers to be her territory. But that's why this is here, so she can get used to them without, and she can teach them to back off with a little growl without having actual contact with them. Okay, over the next 2 weeks you're going to see a lot of this. Please try not to read too much, you know, that, oh look, Matilda's the more, you know, it's not like that. They are learning to talk and they're learning to express themselves. So there will be a lot of growling and mutual ear chewing. This is them learning to talk. Yeah. This doesn't mean either of them are vicious dogs. This means they're learning to talk. They're learning to communicate with other dogs. They're learning how much they need to do to get another dog to back off if they don't want them. And once they've got teeth, when one puppy chews on another puppy's ear or foot, if the puppy being chewed on yelps, then the chewing puppy. Okay, so Honey has already learned that Roo doesn't like her. See, submissive gesture. Which means when they start coming in, another few days, probably, perhaps even less than a week, I'll be opening the door and they'll be coming out of here and running down the corridor. And it would be good if they knew right from the beginning that it's not a good idea to run up and jump on Roo. Because Roo will actually be quite frightened at that stage and will keep well out of their way. Winty I'm not concerned about because she comes in here and licks them and, she certainly has no aggression towards them, but she's still a young dog, so she isn't the alpha female, so she's not going, who are these people in my territory? She's going, I'm the child in this family, it's not really my responsibility. Oh, and the tiny little sharp puppy claws are getting caught in my leggings. Hello. Okay, Roo, that's enough. Roo, go away. So, there's me asserting my leadership role. It's okay. It's okay, little puppy. It's all right. It's all right. If, for instance, I went out and Roo was in here, I would cover this with a blanket so that that isn't happening when I'm not there to supervise. And here's Winty. No, not Winty. Let the puppies play. Out. And Sadie's quite happy for me to be taking responsibility for the puppies and the other dogs and the interactions. Okay, here's some Winty Roo interactions. So, Winty's in season. It's her first season. She's 7.5 months now. And this always changes the dynamic as well. So I'm doing a lot of dog energy managing. Hello. But again, it's really, really good for your puppies to experience all this. Because when they get to the park and they have to interact with other dogs... Matilda, was that a bark? It's the first bark. You funny dog, little waggy tail. A little scratch down there always makes a tail wag. So So if you want to get your puppy more excited, you do this. Oh, puppy's energy. And if you want to calm them down, stroke very slowly. And if you want to hug them up, you stroke a bit faster. So the nice thing about dogs is because they're such incredible social animals, they will take their emotional lead from you. So you can feel at the moment the whole energy in the house is really high. I'm talking quite loudly. These dogs are playing. But even right now, if I put them all in the crate and I sat there and just put my hand on, they would all be asleep in about 3 minutes. Oh, little Chester. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Good boy. Good boy. So, yeah, as a breeder, I definitely don't get everything right. But hopefully your puppy's early socialization isn't one of the things I've got wrong. In dog care we talk a lot about packs and leadership, and I don't like words like dominance and submission, though I do use them because they explain lots of behaviours. I prefer to think of my dogs as they're kind of my family and I'm the mother, and as the mother I don't feel it's my job to dominate them, but I do feel it's my job to guide them and to set the tone. So if I set the tone of calm, then they should all be calm and go to bed. If I set the tone of, if you're feeling upset or anxious, come to me. And especially on the walk, I set the tone of, I walk, you follow. I mean, largely when I'm walking my dogs, I'm watching to see who they're interacting with and how. I'm looking for potential problems, and otherwise I'm just walking along being totally confident. And if you're totally confident, your puppies tend to come out confident as well. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. It's okay, Chester. There you go. It's all very bewildering. Not yet 4 weeks old. Ears not fully open. Eyes have only been working for 10 days. Only been walking for a week. You know, the world's quite bewildering. And again, it's a myth that the mother does all this. If I wasn't in here doing this, I'm sure you Sadie wouldn't be either. She regards her job as feeding and cleaning up, and everything else is their problem. Later on today, I'm going to trim and file all the little claws, because something you probably don't know, puppies have very, very sharp claws, almost like cat claws. Oh, sorry. Hello, Matilda. You little cream boy. Hello, little puppies. You will come over to have a look. All this is kind of, well, sex play really, because Rue only does this when there's somebody's in season, either her or another dog. In a minute, when the puppies want to go to sleep, I'll take these two outside. I think I've definitely got the noisiest, feistiest puppy, and there's always Honey and Honey Goldie, the little one I'm keeping, who does the, what the hell's going on there. But it's nice, they've already gone from, ooh, that was noisy and we're scared, to, actually, let's come over here and see what's going on. Okay, so here's the one Lizette likes. Here's Matilda. Hello, Matilda. You're going to have such a nice time in Jersey. Yes, you are. You're going to be loved and played with. Okay. Matilda. Matilda. Can you see when she started to get a bit, I just kept my hands still because her energy's really up now due to all the stuff going on in the house. So I've just kept my hands still and that's brought her energy down a bit. I haven't gone, oh, she doesn't like it, and taken my hand away because that would be a very bad precedent to set. Hello. Can you see, Lizette? He seems to be a little bit lower energy, so I think he's going to be right for you. Look at these two. This is funny because I've had Winty for 5 months now, and this is the first time Rue's actually wanted to play with her. Normally we just avoid, so this is all about the hormone level. You also see as Winty reaches adolescence, Rue's quite keen to see what's going to happen in the pecking order. Yeah, and I know not everybody wants to do this, but most people will be shouting at the dogs and kicking them out and saying out and doing something. I'm allowing the dogs to manage the dog interactions. Okay, it's my job to manage the human-dog interactions, and it's the dog's job to manage their own social life. Okay, it's just like when you send your child to school, you're no longer in control of how other children interact with them. It's okay, who's whining? It's you. Hello. So the biggest favour you can do them is teach them to manage their own interactions. So when I'm in the park, I let my dogs off the lead and I allow them to work out, you know, how close they can go to another dog or how receptive another dog is to wanting to play with them. And this is all part of that learning. And remember, it looks bad, but if there's no blood, there's been no biting. There's been lots of posturing, and there's been lots of trying to establish Winty's trying to establish what she isn't allowed to do. And up to now, she's had a free pass from the other dogs because she's a puppy. And now Rue's saying, you're not a puppy anymore. And I'd like you to kind of behave. Kitty cream boy. You little possum. Okay. He's falling asleep on my lap. He's feeling a little bit unsure of himself, so he's come up here. And at the moment, also when they're calm and they've eaten and fed, I'm doing a lot of... No, Winty, out! Winty, out! 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 There. Ah! It's enough. Good dog. Oh! Sorry, puppy, did I get your knee on your little foot? It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So you notice when you slide them onto your lap and give them a nice slow stroke, they're immediately, oh, that's okay. So this is making, from your dog's point of view, humans are a resource. So I'm already, your dog's more likely to think of humans as pack than dogs. And that's good, because it means when you come to your park, your dog will go and play with other dogs, but then they'll stick with you, because you're their pack. You see, Bruno, possibly Bruno, I'm not quite sure of the name yet, he's already been quite happy to come up to there where Rue's lying with her head turned away, doing a submissive gesture actually. She's going, I've finished playing now. Hello.
Hey, little boy, little sick puppy. Sit and ask his puppy. Hello, hello.
Okay, and now the energy levels are all going down. I leave now, they'll all go to sleep.